All right, guys, I want to make a second video today. I'm going to talk about the main event pack and the currency you get from it. But first, I wanted to let everyone know to check their if they're going to be spending coining this event to check to see if they can purchase through Aptoide because I just tried to buy a $20 pack that has the chests where you can randomly get these chests where you can randomly get the duty officer equipment. And my Aptoid was opening, but it was not opening my PayPal. I tried over and over again. I updated my Aptoid, uh, APK file, restarted, wasn't opening my PayPal. Now the purchases they'll give you like a debit credit card where you manually enter in your credit card information and it will save your card information. That still works, but it's no longer opening my PayPal as of today. So I have a lot less payment options I can make through the debit slash credit card option than I have through my PayPal. I have like three more options in my PayPal. So that's going to make it difficult this weekend when I basically I'll be buying, if during this spending competition, if you want to be making something like 30 package purchases, you need to have a lot of different payment options, right? Um, so you can process that many transactions without it shutting off your card due to suspicious fraud. Like I can only do like three purchases in a day for each payment type, like spread across with like at least 6 hours in between for any repeated purchase on the same card. So I have to have like six different ways I can purchase so I can make I'll process like six transactions. I'll do that like twice a day, and then I'll do that two more times on the second day. In order to do all of the transactions, during the the couple days, maybe it's 2 or 3 days where you have the $5 extra bonus. So now I only have three transaction types that I can do. So it'll be hard to do all the purchases I want to make within that 2 3 day window without getting one of my cards shut off. Because if I make one of the purchases on any of them too frequently, it'll shut off the card for like a day, right? So I won't be able to do all those purchases. So I might have to do some of my purchases before the second weekend, just so I already have the pink gems available. All right, so that's all I wanted to say about Aptoid. Everyone should check. Everyone should check before the weekend. If you're gonna be doing like a full cake this event and competing to get the castle, you might want to check and see if you have access to your PayPal because most people all their payment types are probably in their PayPal like mine are, unless you have unless you have more than three credit cards, you don't have to worry about it. I have more than three credit cards. My issue is that in order to use any of the other ones, they want to send me a verification code to my phone, and I live in China, and those different banks they don't have international dialing in their system, so my security codes through those other cards, they get sent to someone in my family, my mother, and I can't have my mother receiving security codes on her phone fucking 10 times within a couple of days and calling her and getting the code from her. So it's just a pain in the ass. So now let me talk about the main event pack. So the reason why the large events are good is because it gives you currency. So we're talking about this gold Einherjar statue here. So you're going to get those, and then inside of the Heavenly Fire event, we're going to be in we're going to be here in the redemption page. So there was 100. So with the double down, you'll get 200 of those statues. So if you're buying just the main event pack, which is the best package, you're going to be able to get a bunch of these generals. So I only need one more Nordic Barbarian King to 5-star him. But the reason why I'm making this video, other than talking about the Aptoide, the main thing I wanted to talk about is Gilgamesh is not in here, which really sucks. So the last time they had a large event, it was Nordic Barbarian King and Gilgamesh is not in here. My Gilgamesh is 4-star. I really wanted to 5-star him on the next large event, but they don't have him in here. They got this Simon guy, but you get 200 of that currency with a double down. So you have to do 5 double downs of the main event pack just to get this Simon dude once. Just to get him once. So if you're doing a full cake, you're going to do like 20 something purchases. So you're going to be able to get, how many copies of him will you be able to get? You'll be able to get 4 copies of him. 4 copies of him. Now there's a couple more double downs up here, right? In these chests, there's 2 more, and then there's 2 triple downs. So you might be able to get 5 copies of him. So if you have him, that'd be 25 packs, right? To get 5 copies of him. Because you got the triple downs, but they give you a little bit more currency, right? So 24, 25 packs, you're going to be able to get 5 copies of him. So if you did a cake prior, and you have 1 copy of him already, you'll be able to, 1 copy, 2 copies. Hold on a second. How much would you need? How much would you need to 3-star him? You'd need 7 copies. So you could 2-star him with 4 copies total. Yeah, so if you had 1 copy already, you would need to get 6 copies more to be able to 3-star him. So that would be like 30 package purchases. Yep. I don't have a copy of him yet. I'm going to get 1 package of Nordic Barbarian King, and I think I'm going to do all the rest of Jan Carroll Chodkiewicz, because I am nowhere close to fully ascending him. I don't think purchasing this champion skin is worth it at all. I mean, if you're doing an incredible amount of purchases to rank in the top 3 for the tier 3 castle, you're going to have extra currency to get that. But that skin is just, let's look at it real quick. The skin is horrible. You could get 5 Nordic Barbarian Kings or 5 Jan Carroll Chodkiewicz for the price of that skin. Like if you have to choose between that skin and doing the generals, let's look at it. It's like not good at all. Oh, it won't show me here. I have to go. Okay, I remember where I saw it. I have to go to the event and click on rewards preview, and it'll show me here. So all it's going to give you is in rally troop attack 5%. So all troop types in rally 5%. Reinforcement capacity. I don't think there's many situations other than like SVS conquering a throne where you're really going to want to max out your reinforcement capacity, like reinforcing buildings during battlefields like that. You're not going to get the most amount of points from doing that. It's probably not a big deal. So You really have to contemplate. I don't think you'd want to get this skin if you still need any of those generals. I think you'd want to get the generals before getting the skin. Let's look at the Simone sub general. He's in the first section all the way at the bottom. He looks pretty cool. He looks pretty dope, I gotta say. That's pretty cool looking general. But let's look at his ascensions. So this should be considered like the best or the most premium subsidy general. He's only got 10% death into survival rate. That's low. All the good ones have 15%. I think there's one or two that have 20%. He's only got 10. Not the biggest deal, but the base skill is amazing. It's really good. That's 40% range troop and siege machines attack, and then you have siege machines defense and hit points 30. So that's 80. So that's 140% debuff for the base skill. But then you've got ground and mounted, and then ground and mounted. 3-star is pretty good. Enemy troop attack and defense. So that's 80% debuff there. And then let's see, the 4th star is pretty good, but the 5th star isn't that good. Isn't that good at all? Look how bad the 5-star is. It's only 30% debuff. Only 30% on the 5 stars. The 3-star is 80%. The 4th star is, what's that, 90%? Siege machine and range troop, attack, defense, and hit points. So that's 45% times 2. That's 90%. And then the 5th star is only 30%. So, yeah, he's pretty good up to 4 stars. He's pretty good up to 4 stars. But yeah, I really wanted Gilgamesh to be. I was surprised Gilgamesh was not in the currency redemption. Mine's at 4 stars. His 5th star is real good. I was really hoping this is 120% debuff. Range troop and siege machine. Defense minus 10, hit points minus 50. Those are pretty hard to debuff, especially the siege machine. So 50% is pretty huge. I really wanted to spend all my currency getting 5 more Gilgameshes and finishing him off, but he is not in this pack. Yeah, I need 5 more of him. So that kind of stinks. That was the first thing when the event came up, because there was a new, load screen yesterday. When the event came up, that's the first thing I checked was the redemption currency to see if there was Gilgamesh. No Gilgamesh. I'll be able to finish off Nordic Barbarian King. So his is, range troop, siege machine, attack, defense, and hit points. So that's 40. So it's 90% debuff of most of the same stuff. So that's pretty good. But I only need 1 of him. So I got to use the currency on something else. I think the only thing that I don't think it'll be worth it to get that new general. I mean, I already have full subsidy generals. I think I'll get more Jan Carroll Chodkiewicz, although these debuffs are not really. Well, no, these debuffs are all right. All troops hit points minus 10%. Okay, that's useful. And this one has siege machine defense and hit points minus 15, which is useful. So I think I have 1 Jan Carroll. Yeah, I have 1 Jan Carroll. So if I get 6 of him, I can 4-star him. I think I can get 6 because you have to do what is it? It's five double downs to get 2 copies. So I'm gonna be doing a full cake. So I'm gonna be able to get like, what is that? 5 double downs for 2 copies. So if I do 20, I'll probably do like 25 purchases. So that'll be I could get 10 copies. I could get 10 copies. Oh, I could come close to actually 5-starring him because I have one. I would need 9, 10. I would need 11. I would need 11 more of him. Yeah, I think I'll be able. Well, I'm getting one Nordic Barbarian King also. Man, I might be able to 5-star Jan Carroll. Yeah, because his force. Well, I guess they're all useful. This has siege machine defense and hit points, which is hard to debuff, and this one has range troop and siege machine defense and hit points again. So that last one is what's that? That's 30% plus 6. That's 90% debuff on the 5th star. It's pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, that as far as like subsidies and progressing them, that was the thing I was looking forward to the most was getting Gilgamesh's 5th star. But not going to happen anytime soon. He's never been included in any of the currency for the main event packs other than the last large event. It's the only time we've been able to get more copies of Gilgamesh. And I went all in. I only had him at like 1 star. I got like 7 or 8 copies of him or some shit. That last event, I couldn't finish him off that last event, so I was hoping he'd be in the next event. So now it's another 4 months wait till the next large event. Maybe he's in there. Um, so I did get the primary new range troop general of the range general pairings that were coming out. I did get him, and I already swapped to him and maxed him out. He's not leveled up. I just got him to level 25. Hold on a second. In the last video, I talked about how we're moving to a new apartment. And fucking cockroaches in my apartment. Happens during the summertime when it's real hot. It's been like the hottest days of the year. These last couple days, and for like the next week. Anyways, we've had a cockroach problem. That's what I was just killing with a sandal. But let me show. And we're on the 18th floor of an apartment building. It's crazy. Not like they're not like big cockroaches. They're like the really small ones. I don't even know if they are cockroaches, but they're some type of nasty bug. We get a lot of them under the sink area. I guess they crawl up the pipes. I don't really know. But we're on the 18th floor of this apartment building. Okay, so here he is. I got him, got all his specialties done, got him fully ascended. I'll get the, uh, I'll get the skin during the second weekend when I do all my purchases. So I think it's good. I think it's good. Like if you spend on the game, obviously it's a significant amount of money to ever do one cake. I mean, $2,000 on a video game is fucking crazy. But if you are spending, I think it's worth it to spend during the large events that come out with the general pairings. Like that's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm still doing some purchases in between those, but I'm trying to not to do any cakes until there's a large event and a general pairing. And I'm also not upgrading any of my attack generals and until they come out with a general pairing. So like I upgraded from I was using Mahai. So this guy's way better than Mahai, and then my assistant was Godfrey of Bullion, but now it will be that new guy in the event. I'll uh I'll get him. Where is he? Legends of the North Sea. Yeah, this. I'll get this guy next weekend or whatever. There's just there's so many specialties and rune stones you got to do if you're upgrading any of your attack generals in between when they come out with general pairings. I'm still using Andre Messina. I'm I've been hesitant to swap over to Washington Prime, although it's tempting. He's definitely an upgrade over Andre Messina. It's just uh, it's just a runestone. It's just a runestone problem. So that was great that they came out with a range troop general pairing. My my range generals were kind of old. There was there's been a couple of better generals than Mahai that have coming out, Marcus Agrippa and Merlin, and I just didn't go for any of them. I just waited because I knew they had Napoleon Andre Messina general pairing, and then they had Gunther and Melisande general pairing. So I knew the next large event was either going to be range troop or ground troops. Either one I would have been happy with. This one's ranged, so hopefully the next one's ground because my current ground generals are need a pretty hefty upgrade. So I'm using Pure Huss and Suchet. Although Suchet's he's supposed to be the best ground general, right? Which it makes sense. I guess it makes sense they didn't come out with the ground general pairing because they came out with Suchet like during a special event like after Napoleon, right? When they when they when they did the Bonaparte and Napoleon event the second time, they just came out with Suchet, so he's fairly new. So I guess it makes sense that he came out with a range troop pairing. But yeah, I'm using him as my assistant, but I haven't even finished his fourth specialty. So I'll finish off the specialties on both these range troop generals. So like I upgraded from Mahai, and then I also have I was using Godfrey as an assistant, but I never finished off his fourth specialty either. So now I'll have two generals that are both better, and I'll finish off the fourth specialty on the other range general. So overall, including getting the skin, because that's another thing that I wanted to say. Like if you're spending and you or if you're ever going to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on this game, do it during a main event, special event that they do once every like 3 or 4 months. Do it then, because not only do you get the currency from the main event packs to purchase premium subsidy generals, you get this extra currency here. You can get the subsidy generals, right? You get that, but you also, or what at least what they've done the last two times is inside the cake, you get the general skin. You get the general skin. Because all the other skins for the other general, like I think the most recent one was it Baldwin had a skin, Like the only way you get those is you have to do like this certain special event and buy the packages with inside that event. I forget what that one's called, but you have to, unless you get lucky, you have to you have to buy like 15 or 18 packages. You basically have to do a full cake inside that event to get that skin. Um, for like all the other skins, I think you can get like Electra's skin. You know, they've had like Martinez's skin and Electra's skin, like not top tier generals anymore. They've had their skins for the Dragon Gemstones that come from the main event pack sometimes. So, anyways, I think this is a I think this is a great time to spend, get that skin that would otherwise, you know, outside of a main event, outside of a special, you know, quarterly. They probably do these big events 4 times a year. It's probably quarterly every 3 months. Let's call it that. The quarterly events. I think that's the best time to spend. If you want to spend big and you want to go to, you know, you want to go after red subs, then you know, only spend during the quarterly events. Do all your spending on that last weekend. Finish off, you know, the whole King's Party and the Royal Party. Get 2 pieces of Supremacy gear. Get a rank 3 castle and get, you know, a cultural subsidy. Just in order to do that, that's a crazy amount of spending. In order to get the red subsidies, especially on Continent 5 or Continent 6 or whatever, I think the cultural subs are only on 5 continents, right? But in order to get one of those, you got to spend like $2,000 a day for 3 days. There's only enough coupons, double down, triple down coupons to buy like 22 packs. So you got to buy like 30 something packs with no double down or triple down coupon to get a red sub, which if you compare the red sub to like a fully spectacled sub of any other type, you're only getting so much benefit. So it's never been worth it to me to try to get one of those red subs and you know make 20 purchases a day for 3 days. That's so fucking crazy. Like if you have a limited amount of money and you're not, you know, you're not super rich, you have basically have to be super rich to do that. Like you basically I could spend nothing for like 3 months and do all my spending once every 3 months, like $6,000 in 3 days to you know to get a cultural sub and get uh, a rank 3 castle and get you know a full royal party or whatever. I could do that, but if I did that rather than spreading my spending out, you know what I would do? I would look at this main event pack and I would look at every single item in here other than the special currency. And on more than 30 of my purchases, I didn't get any of this stuff because you have to do like 35, 37 more purchases past using all your coupons. So you lose everything in this package 30 something times because that's the amount of spending you have to do to compete in those cultural subs. It's craziness. It's crazy how much people spend on those cultural subs. Like if you spread out your spending and you had gotten, you know, 30 something more level 5 optional chests, 30 more of whatever the monarch gear is. You know, what's 30 times 150? That's like 4,500 more blood crystals. Um 1,800 more blood of Ares. Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that you don't get. That like that's what I would have to do. I would have to not spend it all for like 3 months. Not do any cakes, that's for sure. But I think I get more gains spreading out my spending and try to never do a package purchase without a coupon, without a double down. Especially if it's a $99 pack. If it's like a $5 through $10 pack, I usually never use the coupons on those. But yeah, people spend a lot of money on this game, but if you do and you have the money to spend, like it's all right. It's all right. A lot of people out there that have disposable income, they're they're willing to spend a lot of money on entertainment. You know, nothing wrong with that in my opinion. Nothing wrong with that in my opinion. Okay, what do we want here? Always need refining. Always need rune stones. Always need blood of Ares. Always need resources. And I need speeds. Let's see. Those are 8-hour speeds. So divide that by 3. It's only like 1,300 days. It's not a lot. Yeah, I think that's what I want. I want those. Oh, I can make a wish already? Let's do it. It's not a lot of 20,000 refining stones. Is not a lot of refining stones. Once you start doing that advanced refining, oh man, it gets steep. I'm only doing every other set to 25, but choreo set I've been leveling up past 25. It gets expensive. So it's 300 refining stones per, and it can do 50 rolls a day. So it's 15,000 refining stones just to use 50 chances on one item. So times 6, I can use 90,000 refining stones a day and only get like less than one level a day. So I have quite a few refining stones. I got 800, like it take the only reason why I have that many refining stones is from the original dragon battle. People got a shit ton of rune stones or refining stones. I had like 2 million refining stones, but I would use all these refining stones in less than 9 days. So I only do the advanced refining during the super refining event to get some return on it. But I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to get all these to level 50 and then stop. I can't burn through all my refining stones to be out of them. But yeah, I think I'll get them to level 50 and then stop. But what else is noteworthy to talk about? Okay, so the one other thing I can think of as far as this event is I think this is the first time they've given us a castle that has 2 own to activate statistics. So the rank 3 castle has 2 own to activate. So you get the enemy siege machine defense, and then you get an alliance. Up to 3 people in your alliance get in rally, range troop attack 20%. pretty huge. Imagine if you had 3 people in your alliance and everyone in the alliance got 60% more range troop in rally attack. That's pretty OP. That's pretty OP. See, the rank 2, it only has one own to activate, like most castle. And these castle also have a buff, 80% range troop attack. 80% range troop attack, and then this one is 100%. So imagine you had an alliance that had 3 of these, 20%, 60%, 160%, and then you can only have one of the same buffs at the same time, right? But they'd be able to, one of them uses it, then it expires, 20 minutes in. Next guy, they could have that 160% going for an hour straight for half the battlefields. Pretty much everyone's zeroed by then or close, unless they have a ton of heals and it's all stars, right? So that's kind of interesting. There's 2 owned to activate. 2 owned to activate statistics on that rank 3. I wonder what the spending is going to be like. During this event to place 3rd. I wonder how many packs people are going to be buying. I can probably get away. I think I'm going to try to get the. Well, I might. If you can't get the rank 3, I don't even know if it's worth going for the rank 2. You'll get this debuff. The own to activate permanent buffs are always pretty nice. But like if I want to do range troop attack, I have rank 2 Athens Castle. So that's 44% attack. So how much better is this? It's really not that much better. Yeah, the last time I got a rank 2 castle, I had to make it was either 6 or 8 more purchases past using all my coupons. I hate doing that. That was for this one, the Mystic Mirage Castle. So I did like 30 something purchases. It was like 6 or 8 more purchases past using all the 20 or 24 coupons or whatever it was. But I didn't have a good siege machine attack castle. So I've got that. I've got the Athens Castle for siege machine attack rank 2, and then I have rank 1. I have one for mounted. So I have one for mounted. I have one for ranged. I have one for siege. Now it'd be best to have an all-around attack castle, so you didn't have to swap between anything, because you don't have time to swap. You gotta, for all stars or like whenever you're doing rallies fast, you don't have time to swap castles. So yeah, I don't know how much it'll benefit me to get the rank 2 castle when I already have the Athens rank 2, because I don't have an infinite amount of money. The more I spend now is the less I can spend later. So I'll have to look at that on the last day or whatever. And if I have to make like more than a couple purchases past the coupons, I'm not going to do it, because again, I'm just going to look at everything inside of this and be like, well, I'm losing everything listed here from making purchases past the coupons. And we're losing everything listed in here when I could have made my purchases later on when I have more coupons. what is that going to be worth? Is that going to be worth essentially only gaining? The only thing I'm going to gain from a rank 2 is 10% enemy siege machine defense debuff, and then the castle buff. But a lot of times when battles happens, like I have 2 castle buffs, like a lot of times I don't even use them. One is battlefield's going on for 2 hours. That's that's 20 minutes times 6. Buff only lasts for 20 minutes. So a lot of times I want to be like selective on when I'm going to use it, and then at the end of the battlefields, it turns out I never even used it. So the castle buffs really, really aren't that great unless you have full coordination to a bunch of people in your alliance that have it, and one guy can use it for 20 minutes. Then when it expires, the next person that has the buff uses it, and you can make it run with a little bit of coordination for the full duration of the battlefields. But like me and my alliance, I'm the only guy that has it. There might be a couple other people on our server that have any of these in the other alliances. So yeah, usually I don't even end up using the castle buffs because I'm thinking about waiting to use it later on, and then I just end up never using it. That's why all the dragon buffs are super nice. They last 4 hours. They last 4 hours, so they're going to last the whole battlefields. So they're awesome. All right, so yeah, that's all I wanted to say about. Those are all the things I wanted to say about this event. And I was saying in the last video, I probably won't make another video for a week, but then I tried to just do a $20 purchase, and my Aptoide wouldn't open my PayPal, so I was like, oh shit, gotta put something out there. Hope other people check, so if they are going to spend, they don't get surprised on the last weekend and they can't even process all the payments that they're trying to do. All right, anyways, if you watched the whole thing, thanks for watching. Have a good one. And I really get excited about these large events. Like I saw the new loading screen come up on my phone and on my computer yesterday. I was like, all right, a big event. Hope to get some more Gilgameshes. No, nuh-uh. I was highly anticipating the large events. I always look forward to the next Monarch Day starting when there's a new event. But when you got the new loading screen graphic and you know it's going to be a large event, it's pretty cool. So had a lot of anticipation to this Monarch Day starting. All right, so if you guys are going to do purchases or you're going to do like dozens of purchases in the last on the last weekend, and you use Apptoid, make sure you check to see if it'll open PayPal for you because it's not opening for me. All right, thanks. Have a good one.